myself, I was too busy getting now they see me out in public and be knowing what my name is. All these rappers want the clout and the life of being famous. I just want to be stable, tell my family we made it. I was coming for my spot, a young had to be patient. Now I'm running up, these bands can hit the island for vacation. I've been on my haters, you could say I'm constipated. 5 racks on his fit, just to stunt while I'm in Vegas. On my body, shout out to my Caleb Young. Got the cake up, now these wanted data. I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights I
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. Standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Redskins, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback out of North Carolina State. It's Phillip Rivers.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did, but he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
Set, 380.
A first down throw here for Rivers. And a first hookup with his on-throw tight end, Rob Gronkowski. Pretty darn good, as you see right there on your screen.
I'll echo that. Darn good. 2 touchdowns, right? And the ability to be in sync with each other, right? To understand that he's going to be where the quarterback expects him to be when the ball's thrown.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very solid gain of 27. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Good. 380. Get hot.
Rivers now to throw on 1st down. Quick slant. That's caught by the veteran Macklin. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 24 yards.
I don't mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? I mean, a nice big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Here's Carson, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Four down. Set. 380. 80 high.
This is Carson. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Set. 380.
3rd and short yardage, Rivers. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Cameron Wake coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
And what a performance he is coming off of. I know that this is a different era of football where we're throwing it around a heck of a lot more, but still, over 500 yards passing.
500.
That's phenomenal, incredible. Let's see if he can take last week's game and carry it forward and have another similar performance.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hodges. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, a big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw it a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A gain of 32 that time. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Redskins have taken a first-quarter lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 5. And that'll make this a second down. Here's a look at the starters defensively for Washington. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many?
7. I mean, think about
7.
that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a second down throw for Rivers. Throw left side. It's reeled in by Hamilton. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They run it with Carson. And now running right through it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And this is complete on the comebacker. It's Macklin. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Now it's Carson. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
Rivers now on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. It's Hamilton. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 24 yards. Alongside the former defensive back, Charles Day. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Robert Turbin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
He's going to rifle one deep. And got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but it must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
Now he'll escape to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Flushed out right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On first down, Rodgers. And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Redskins are able to strike for 6.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Rosas now to add the PAT. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Second down, Rivers. And Matthews has it right side. Well, he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
And depending on the type of screen called, especially when you're throwing it with one of your wideouts, it's different blocking. Sometimes you get great blocking from the other wide receivers helping you. And how about sometimes getting it from the offensive linemen who sell it like a regular screen pass and then get out in front of the receiver and help him get downfield.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. On that quick throw, what do you think? Possibly something they saw at the line to go there?
Possibly in the game plan, and you notice they went with an empty backfield. No backs there to help with pass protection, so you have to have a counter to that because you know they're probably going to bring pressure when they see an empty backfield, so you get rid of the ball quickly. Quick drop, ball's out of the quarterback's hands, keeps it from getting hit, and they get a completion. When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit.
Ball
but
start.
Only the
Offense.
second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. To the air again here, Rivers. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Rashard Matthews, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. Elliott good with a PAT. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Trying to lay one up deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. 52 yards. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Bucky Hodges, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But when you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. First down, Rivers. A dump down to Turner. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and just like that, it's third down. And he hits his man, Matthews. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Rivers now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. That'll be caught right side by Hamilton. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Rivers now still just the one incompletion, 16 of 17. It's first down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Rivers has been through this many times as he'll hustle his guys to the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. 8 yards here, so that gets him back within striking distance. And now it's third down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Set! Delta! Set!
From the gun, Rivers. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And Elliott puts this one through, and that'll bring him back within a point. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. The final shot before half for Rodgers. Over the middle here to Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll begin up in the Meadowlands. The G-Men hosting Tennessee at MetLife Stadium. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they trail that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis. Check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail the visiting Cowboys at halftime. Tom Brady, a touchdown pass in that first half. In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now Doug Marrone not even hesitating. They're going to go for 2. They're going to try and run here. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. He's going to go up top again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
390.
Now a handoff to start it out to Turbin. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Rivers on first down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be a second down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
To throw, Rivers. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
I know you don't get anything extra for degree of difficulty, but maybe you should. He's done absolutely everything in this game today, including laying out for that one.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give the tackle there to Keon Crossan.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the up.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
To throw is Rivers. The right side, that's complete to Gronkowski. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Coleman. And an alley to run. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Dancing to his left. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep. And this is taken in at the 5. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. From the gun, it's Rodgers, escaping the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They come up in a 2 tight end look here. They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, his first touchdown on the year. And the Redskins are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. Well, nothing complicated about that. That's old-school power football.
And effective. And that's the key to everything, right? Sometimes we try and do too many things. Just hand it to the big guy and let him go forward.
Well, it's a Gruden family trait to be aggressive, and Jay's going to go for 2 here. They'll try and run it in with Coleman. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done, get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
380.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
On 3rd down, Rivers. Now a hit, and Rivers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because This is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Back now in Jacksonville. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Here's Shane Leckler now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Here's Ginn. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
And it didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, Rivers. This is caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Check, 380! 380!
On 2nd and goal, here's an option play left. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. Rivers now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Phillip Rivers with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They go play action here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Lorenzo Alexander. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Rodgers to throw on second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hodges. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play. On first down, Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. Oh, and now he bowls him over. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 30, the 20.